topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the host and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV, where we bring you educational information from top local experts in the fields of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Now sit back and listen to experts in family law, association law, hearing loss, business brokers, home care, along with many other topics. Now here are your hosts, Steve-O and Sophia.
Hey, good morning, Florida. Welcome to another Ask the Expert show. Hey, we have got an incredible show for you this morning. You know, for the last almost a year, we've called this our South Florida show. This show has become so important to Ask the Experts that we have extended it throughout Florida. Attorney Tom Olsen with Florida Senior Planning does 2 shows a month. Now we are going to add to that, and we are going to replay both shows every month now. For those of you who miss it on YouTube, let me welcome you to one of the most knowledgeable estate planning attorneys I've ever met, Attorney Tom Olsen.
Good morning, Steve, to you and all of your loyal listeners throughout the state of Florida.
Hey, Tom, you know what? When we first started, I said, God, this guy sounds so good for someone who's new. And come to find out, you also have your own radio show.
Steve, I do the Olsen on Law radio show. It's every Saturday on WDBO, but most people listen to it by podcast or on their computers or live streaming, wherever they are. But Olsen on Law is America's longest running legal radio show. Steve, I've been doing that radio show for 40 years. And for that show, I simply open up the phone lines and people call me in with their legal questions. Steve, I found that often people just need a few minutes of free legal advice. That's all they need to get them on their way. Sometimes people need some further assistance, and we can certainly help them at Florida Senior Planning, or we can point them in the right direction to an attorney that can assist them. Steve, I've been a lawyer in Florida for 45 years. I had the pleasure of practicing law with my father, Robert Olsen, and he was a great mentor to me. And as I always tell our kiddos, there's no substitution for experience. 45 years, I've done it all, Steve, as far as estate planning. But for clients, everybody's situation's a little bit different. They might think, oh, Tom, I got something super complicated or something very unusual about family members. Well, we've been through it before. We can give some advice about the best way to handle it.
Well, the name of your firm, Tom, is, what a great name, Florida Senior Planning. I thought about you yesterday. It's been in the news. Gene Hackman, his kids are now fighting, I guess, to try to gain more money. I don't know if you've heard about this or not, but it doesn't look like Gene Hackman did a great job of estate planning.
Steve, when I was a young lawyer in 1981, rare was the day that the kids would be arguing with each other when mom and dad passed away. That's come 180 degrees, so that when mom and dad pass away these days, there's a very good chance they're going to be arguing with each other, and there's also a good chance that they'll never speak to each other again. Now, if you're a parent, what does that mean to you? You don't want to have your kids arguing with each other. That means you to get your estate planning done with Florida Senior Planning. Our goal is to make things simple, easy, inexpensive for your kids when you pass away. And when we make it simple, easy, inexpensive, they're not going to have a reason to argue with each other. So, for example, Steve, when we meet with our clients, we always talk to them about the steps that they need to take to avoid probate. One of the most simple, common things that you can do is this. On your bank accounts, checking, savings, CDs, money markets, investment accounts. Make them POD, payable on death, to your kids. When you make your bank accounts POD for the kids and you pass away, any one of the kids can show the bank or credit union or investment company your death certificate. And if you got 3 kids, they'll write 3 separate checks to your kids. They don't even have to talk to each other to get that done. Now you might be saying, oh, Tom, is the first kid down to the bank? Do they get all the money? No, any one of the kids can show the bank your death certificate. Again, they're going to write 3 separate checks. They're not going to give each other an opportunity to argue with each other. Steve, everybody knows that when you have a will, you appoint an executor, also known as a personal representative. When we take all steps necessary to avoid probate, there's not going to be a need to have an executor or personal representative appointed. If you pass away and we need to appoint an executor, personal representative, then something has gone wrong. Now, you might say, Tom, what's the big deal with appointing an executor? Well, people want to avoid probate because it's expensive and takes a long time. But when you've got 3 kids and you appoint one of them as the executor, my experience is this is an opportunity for them to settle old scores. They're going to take forever to get the work done. They're going to charge an exorbitant fee to get that work done, and things just go south from there. So, Steve, our goal, Florida Senior Planning, make things simple, easy, and inexpensive for your kids. We work on a flat fee basis. Our initial consultation is free. We can do that over the phone, in person, via Zoom. It starts by you calling right now, 407-423-5561, to schedule your free initial consultation wherever you live in the state of Florida. From the Keys to Pensacola, FloridaSeniorPlanning.com, we can assist you with your estate planning.
Tom, we just got our first text out of the South Florida market. This is in Tampa. I just found your show today, and I heard one of your shows several months ago. I'm curious because after listening to you, can you review my work that another attorney has done? Because after listening to your show, I really have a lot of faith in you.
Steve, that's a great question. And so at Florida Senior Planning, we offer a free review of your existing estate planning documents. If you've got your existing will or trust done, congratulations. But we know often people will go home and stick those documents in their drawer and they've not looked at them for the last 5, 10, 15 years. So pull them out, Florida Senior Planning, and we'll do a free review of them. You can email them, fax them, drop them off, whatever is most convenient to you. We'll do a free review. Steve, even if I looked at your existing estate planning documents, I might say, hey, they're great. They're perfect. But these estate planning documents, the will, living will, healthcare surrogate, financial power of attorney, those are only part 1. Your part 1 may be great, but we're still going to talk to you about part 2, and that is taking all the steps necessary to avoid probate for you. So somebody might say, Tom, you know what? I did a will. That lawyer was great. I'm full confidence that he did a great job for me. Or I had a living trust done. I spent thousands and thousands of dollars. I know it's got to be good. Hey, those documents may be great, but they are not necessarily helping you to avoid probate, Steve. Simply having a will does not avoid probate. A will directs what happens to your assets when they go through probate.
We just got a text from Grace in Lantana, Florida. She wants to know, my husband procrastinates about everything. How do I get my husband in to see you?
Well, Steve, I mean, one way to do it is say, look, honey, I'm going to go meet with FloridaSeniorPlanning.com, and you can come or you can not come. That's your choice. So, the step number one is a opportunity for us to gather information about you. How many kids do you have? Anything unusual going on with your kids? And then we mail you drafts. So if only the wife came to see us, she could still give us the information that we need to prepare the husband's estate planning documents. We then mail the drafts to you. You look them over, make sure we've done everything just right. Then you schedule an appointment to have them signed at our office. We arrange for a mobile notary. So that, Steve, when we do these 4 basic estate planning documents for people, to do them for a single person, a will, a living will, healthcare surrogate, financial power of attorney, to do those 4 documents for a single person is only $900. To do them for a married couple, 4 for him, 4 for her, is only $1,100. So the wife comes and sees us. She pays $1,100. We mail her the drafts for both her and her husband. And you say, look, honey, I've already paid for yours. You might as well go down and sign them now. Otherwise, you've wasted your money. But Steve, to do these estate planning documents, there's really only 3 things we need to know from people. And that is, number one, how is your wealth going to be divided when you both pass away? Typically, that's easy. It might be equal to your 3 or 4 kids. Number 2, who's going to make healthcare decisions for you if you're not able to? And number 3, who's going to pay your bills and handle your financial affairs if you're not able to? So usually the husband and wife, they're exactly on the same page. So if the wife comes to see me, she'll know how to answer those questions on behalf of the husband. We'll mail them drafts, and then she can say, honey, let's go down and sign them, and then we'll go take a lunch somewhere.
Hey, speaking of procrastinating, Tom, I think a lot of people have no idea about long-term care and the just exorbitant cost that's involved. And that's another reason why they should sit down with you.
Yeah, Stephen, let me say one more thing about this lady that's texted you, and that is this, is that when we're done signing these estate planning documents with people and we walk them to the front door, often they'll say something like, oh, wow, that is such a huge burden off my shoulders. I've been meaning to get this done for years. I am so glad I finally got it done. So there is a relief to know that you've gotten your affairs in order. You can put it away and take it off your list of things to do. Now, Steve, when we do estate planning for people, we do 3 parts, Steve. Part 1, the 4 basic documents: a will, a living will, a healthcare surrogate, financial power of attorney. Part 2, we take steps necessary to avoid probate. People want to avoid probate because it's expensive and takes a long time. And then part 3, we help protect people's wealth from the cost of a nursing home. So for your listeners out there, and they're out there in the community and they're talking to their friends and families and neighbors and coworkers, and they hear these words, oh, mom fell, she broke her hip, she went to rehab, we thought she was going to go home, but as it turns out, she needs to go into a nursing home. That nursing home is $15,000 a month. Everything she's ever worked for, down the drain, nothing we can do about it. 5-year look back period. No. At the Florida Senior Planning, we have all the legal tools we need to protect your wealth from the cost of a nursing home. Now, while we're at it, we're also going to get you financially qualified for up to 30 hours of free in-home care. Very few people know that Florida has a program called a waiver program. It is a program that is meant to keep you out of a nursing home. And in this waiver program, the state of Florida will give you up to 30 hours of free in-home care per week, like cooking, like cleaning, activities of daily living, taking your doctor's appointments. Steve, that is a great program that everybody wants to be, should take advantage of. We like to do that in what we call pre-planning. We have all the documents signed and ready to go. So when you need that free in-home care, or whether you need to go into a nursing home, all of that is already set up and ready to go. So your kids can focus on your best health care, not the legalities of having the state of Florida provide these services to you.
We just got another text. This is from, another one from Tampa. They want to know, do you take care of pre-planning funeral arrangements?
So, Steve, Florida Senior...
Not arrangements, the payment, I guess.
Yeah.
Is there an insurance for that?
Yeah. So, Steve, when we're doing estate planning for people, we highly recommend that they do prepaid funeral, prepaid cremation services. We think that that is a great idea. Again, when we talk about making things simple, easy, inexpensive for your kids, if you've done the pre-planning, the prepaid funeral and cremation services, when you pass away, all your kids got to do is pick up that phone, give them a call, and everything is all put in place. Steve, when we do estate planning for people, we put everything in a notebook, nice and organized with tabs. One of the tabs is for prepaid funeral and burial instructions. So when you get that prepaid done and you get these contracts, we will 3-hole punch them, put them in that notebook for you. Everything is nice and organized for your kids, ready to go. Steve, we highly recommend it. So we're a firm believer in prepaid funeral, burial, cremation instructions.
Hey, Tom, what do you tell someone who says, I'm going to just do my will myself?
Steve, I would say you're making a mistake, because you do a will. And first of all, when we do wills, Steve, any lawyer that does a good will, it means that I can read it, you can read it, he can read it, another lawyer can read it, and we all understand it and we all interpret it the same way. If you do your will and you pass away, somebody might be looking at that and saying, wait a minute, I don't understand. What's he trying to say? What's he trying to accomplish? So, Steve, when I meet with clients about doing a will for them, and I say, look, you've got 3 kids. If one of them passes away, do you want his or her share to go to his or her children, your grandchildren? Or do you want his or her share to go to your 2 surviving children? Most people look at me and say, Tom, I never even thought about that. So if you're doing your own will, you don't even know what you don't know. So I do recommend that you have an attorney do it for you. But Steve, remember that when we do wills for people, we do 3 other related documents: a living will declaration, a healthcare surrogate, a financial power of attorney. All of those are important documents. And Steve, I do recommend that you have an attorney do those things for you. Steve, to do those 4 documents for a single person, 4 documents, only $900. To do those 4 documents for a married couple, 4 for him, 4 for her, only $1,100. We're not talking about a lot of money. And that way, you know that you can get it done correctly. Florida Senior Planning, we offer a free initial consultation. Call us right now, Steve. We're standing by to take your phone call right now, 407-423-5561, or contact us through our website, floridaseniorplanning.com.
Gosh, Tom, your rates for a peace of mind, you cannot beat it.
Steve, I appreciate that. I was lucky enough to begin practicing law with my father in 1981. He was a wonderful mentor to me. And, a lot of people have fathers like mine that, if he said it once, he said it 100 times, and eventually it gets burned into your brain. And one of the things he said to me was, Tom, people know the value of a dollar. And I've always taken that into consideration when it comes to quoting fees. So people understand the value of a dollar. That's why we think our fees are very reasonable. And hey, we want to do this service for people. It makes us feel good. It's going to make them feel good too.
Well, Tom, your dad must be so proud of you. You have done such an incredible job with your firm. I'm so excited. We're going to be replaying this show again, and then you're going to be on with us again with our live show. Tom, I cannot thank you enough. We are so blessed to have you.
Thank you, Steve.
one more time, when is your radio show? What day is it on?
It's on Saturdays from 11 to noon on WDBO.com, or if you are listening to podcasts, just search out Olsen on Law Radio Show. You can get the podcast of it or listen to it live streaming, WDBO Radio in Orlando.
You're the best, Tom. Thank you so much. Hey, we'll see you soon.
Thank you, Steve.
That's attorney Tom Olsen. We're going to go to a short break. We will be right back.
Thanks for tuning in today to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV. Tune in next week and every week to hear more from our experts on personal injury, insurance, air condition repairs, estate planning, Medicare, and many other topics in the areas of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. See you next week.